So today on NewbieVeT, got a special guest. Got my dog, Killa Kev.
Yeah, Big Capo in the building. What's going on, everybody out there? Shout out.
We had to, bring you back. Third interview, man. It's always a pleasure.
Third time, man. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, man.
Definitely, man. So let's go ahead and dive into it, man. So what's been some of the updates going on, man?
Man. I mean, other than the squad picking up big, the motion with the music and the game and things like that. I had to deal with my little health situation. A little scare actually. Doctors kind of cut over my artery and stuff like that. That was real life threatening type situation. That ain't kinda, yeah. That's true, man. But it's like I don't know what it is. Like I don't know. It's not even funny for real. Like I think it's willpower for real, man. I survive a lot of stuff. Like people be like, damn, how you do it?
So what happened that day?
Man, I was just getting it's called a heart cath. If you got a bad heart, it's a procedure that usually take like 10, 15 minutes. And they like stick like an IV, and I guess they got like a camera, and they look. And basically, during my procedure, like the 1 in a million chance that could happen, the needle must have went too far through or something. And like I was just sitting there, and I heard the doctor like, oh, and then my ears start feeling like I had water, and I realized like I was just bleeding. And then like they was like, oh yeah, we gotta take you to surgery. And it was like quickly though after that. They just start pumping me up with stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I woke up. Yeah. It hurt like hell.
When the blood come out?
Hell yeah.
That's right.
It still hurt. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like once they like loaded me up, like it was supposed to be like a 10, 15 minute procedure. I was on the operating table for 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like so, yeah. A lot of people don't know that, like, and this just recently happened. But I still been pushing. We still been making big moves.
So that was an error on them.
Yeah, it was an error on them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. We don't worry about it. We got I talked to Berkowitz and Berkowitz. We gonna. It's definitely that's a whole different situation. That's
yeah. So you of course you was sedated. You was out when they were doing this procedure. Yeah. But when you woke up. And you see this big ass gash on your neck. Like, what was the first thing you were thinking?
Man, look, I was tripping, bro. I ain't even want to tell nobody.
For real?
For the longest, only people that knew was Dark Chain knew, and really, it was only a couple people that knew. My daughter's mom knew. Right. Man, shout out to her, man. She held me down heavy, like it's fucking crazy, but like it was like almost like I recovered in secret. Like a lot of people didn't even know. I was doing videos, everything, like making jokes about it and shit. But it was like it really wasn't ever no joke. Like it's just like I just took a negative and turned it to a positive. You know what I'm saying? I see my little homies doing it all the time, so it's just something we pick up around the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like Lil Jit said, shout out Lil Jit. It's like a family. You know what I mean? So it's like if one of your brothers is on something. On this type vibe, then you just kind of do the same thing. Like we just pick ourselves up and keep pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Real.
So you had an event you was finna perform in Orangeburg.
Yeah, Orangeburg.
And right back in the hospital.
Yeah, that was Charleston.
Charleston.
Yeah, I had to go back.
Yeah.
And I didn't know at the time, like I was like it's funny to have an injury right here. Cause like that's my voice box, you know what I'm saying? And for B to be like an artist, you know what I'm saying? You in the studio, you really kind of want to be quiet if you ain't really recording that much. Or well, my bad. You want to be quiet while you healing in the process. But me, I was still going hard. I was still doing shows. I was still, doing everything I do. The promotions, hosting. I was doing all of that. And it was just like I had kind of built up like a little, it was like my circulation had started getting bad again and stuff like that, And on top of, like I said, I survived a lot of other things. A lot of people don't even know that about me. I survived heart surgery. I've had massive, strokes, brain, things like that. But it's all been connected to one thing, and I definitely I thank God for the blessing for him to, for it to get fixed. you know, eventually, you know, and it's only getting better. You know what I mean? It's like my body even moved different. It's crazy for it to happen now for the age that I'm at, but it's almost like Jit said again, shout out to little homie, like, if you really want to still be out here and make it relevant, you got to almost think like, you young, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still a child. You know what I mean? Like, you're not a child, but you still a little, you know what I mean? Like,
still got some youth.
Yeah, exactly. Like, my heart still pumped just like everybody else. And, you know, luckily the team that I'm around, everybody's just, you know, they just lit. That's what it is. Like, it's like you don't really have, yeah, man, Dark Chain, CTC, like, yeah, man, you don't really got time to just sit around. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that just keep you relevant. An object in motion gonna stay in motion. You know what I mean? If I sat around, bro, I probably would have been down bad. Who knows? But I just always stayed in motion.
Speaking of dark,
yeah.
Explain the situation at the 2 Cup shoot on the interstate.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, bro, it's so, like, first of all, it's already a cast of characters around here, right? But we really doing some shit that's like, we guerrilla film a lot of things, put it like that. So we decide one night to go onto the highway. And we decided to go onto the highway and film. And basically, you know, we was partying, you know, that night. So everybody was, everybody was, you know, a little bit, buzzed up, tipsy and what have you. And bro, so much of a, like, you know, like, fucking get the shot kind of person. Like, so work forward. He just pulled out onto the highway. But we was all out the truck, like, no, like, don't leave it.
No.
But we all made, look, man, we always make it happen, make it make sense. Yeah. No, that wasn't even that video. That was 2 Cups with 2 Z's.
2 Z's.
The 2 Z's, yeah.
With 2 Z's. That was a crazy night that night.
Yeah, man.
We had fun, though.
We always do, man. Like, I swear, man, it's like, I feel like the closer and closer we all get, man, the work turn out so much better, man. The events get so much better. You know, like I said, it's a lot of times about turning. Sometimes you got to make the best out of nothing, you know what I mean? Or like, you know, like in history, you know, like just think about soul food and things like that. With food, we took the worst of worst, you know. It may not be the healthiest, but we made it. They made it good, you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that, because like the stuff that black people grew up on, chitlins,
yeah,
scraps.
Yeah, the scraps and things like that. Exactly, that's real. Like, we really shouldn't be eating that, but the fact that they made it so tasty, it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't know more you know what I mean? Thank God, you know what I'm saying? But I know what it tastes like, you know what I mean? But like, I can't, you know what I mean? But
but that's true though. A lot of people didn't know, like, a lot of the meat that's popular food.
Exactly, popular food. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, even certain things, like, you know, certain foods that we eat, like, yeah, it's cool to eat sometimes, but it ain't something that we supposed to have every day, or, you know what I mean? When you eat it like once a year kind of thing, if that, you know what I mean? But like, it became part of our diet.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's really, it's starting to get bad on the community. It's been bad on the community, but it's starting to get bad. Like, you see it in our kids, man. Kids is growing up almost bigger than us now, and you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And then they got more health problems, you know what I'm saying? So it's tough, man. It's crazy.
So let me ask you a question for someone that, you know, that been having complications with health issues.
Yeah.
From your experience, do health issues, do it come from like dieting, like certain foods you eat? Do it come from not exercising as much? Do it come from mostly stress? Or do it come from mostly just not getting your checkups? Different things like that. Like,
man, I'm going to say it like this, and this is real, like, because I advocate this, man. I swear, 2 of the biggest problems with especially black men in the community that really hurt us physically, like, as far as our health, is stress and not getting checked up, or looking at it like it's a stigma to go and go speak with a doctor. It's really not. You know what I mean? It's like, honestly, it's so crazy to the point where it's like it's commonly known in the medical field that they don't even really know how to treat black men like that. You know, that's saying it like that. I'm not saying like they just don't know. Like, I mean, there's still people out there that's doctors and shit that think black people got thicker skin than other people. You know what I'm saying? Because they just don't go to the doctor. You know what I mean? If they go work in rural Alabama somewhere, yeah, there may be a little African-American community, but none of the black dudes come tell you an old man and they pass off or something like that. So it's like, it's really, I think it's a big problem for real. And stress, because we bottle in a lot of stuff. Black men bottle in a lot of stuff, and we taking hits from everywhere, from outside, everywhere. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like you don't gotta be crazy to go punch somebody or something, but you gotta release that stress, or you gotta figure out a way to ease it, speak about it, cause stress is bad. Cause
stress is like one of the number one.
It really is, cause it attack your heart, man, and it attack your heart, man. And people don't understand that. Like that was one of my biggest issues. I bottled so much stuff in. From growing up the way I was, I used to always just be so angry. I used to always be so rigid. Like, I never wanted to, you know what I mean? Man, you can ask Dark Chain. I used to be like, man, I'll never be a Dark Chain artist. Now look at me now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I used to be, yeah, you feel me? Like, I used to be like, no. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was just me. Like, I was just, you know, but like I said, you start kind of feeling better. You know what I mean? You kind of approach life differently. If that make more sense, you know what I mean? Like you kind of, your body even approach things differently.
Right. I lost a lot of family members coming up with stress. Like they were so stressed out, it caused them strokes.
Facts.
Aneurysms.
Yeah.
So I mean, my Aunt Mary, she passed away from a brain aneurysm because she was already, especially if you already got bad nerves.
Yeah.
And you just naturally stressed out. And then, you know, especially if you're over dramatic, over the top person, anything just draws you over the top, that elevates your stress more than a normal person that handle it, you know. And then, like, some people, I feel like you got to have some type of outlet to relieve that stress.
You have to, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's people that have been through way worse shit than some people that got heavy stress.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact they don't have a certain outlet to express get some of that hatred out or some of that anger out. Like, for instance, you're a musician.
Yeah.
If you didn't have music in your life or something like that, well, you could write about this stuff and put it out there. You'll feel like, damn, no one cares about it.
Yeah.
So what that goes to?
It does, yeah.
It goes to.
I'll be sending everybody long ass messages, right? Like you said. I figured out a way to type something. You know what I mean? Right. But you're right. You're absolutely right. You absolutely right, and it's crazy because like the term, like you always hear in black families, or like they always say like death come in threes. It's kind of true, but one of the reasons why I think about a funeral the way black people hold, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Definitely more in your family, but at the same time, it's like you ever notice how the funeral everything started to come out, the beef between these people come out, all the pain,
who did the most for the family
all
members?
The stress, and exactly. Who did the most this and who did the most that. Man, that's heartbreaking, man. And you know, like I not really went through that, but when my family lost my grandmother, it was like the matriarch. It was like my great grandmother passed, and then her daughter, which was like the second matriarch. You know what I mean? And this was right after my aunt had just passed, and it was like, yeah, it wasn't the fact that like they didn't change their lives or nothing like that, but you gotta think losing them people that was close to them. Not having an outlet to talk about it, like it being kind of taboo in a lot of families, or you be like, man, I really miss them, and like, you know what I mean? Your cousin, oh, I love them too. What you trying to say? Like it's not that, you know what I mean? But it happens like that. Like, and I think that's one thing, like them two things, like I said, for one, don't be afraid to like, bro, I'm telling you, if you don't feel right, something ain't right, man, go to the doctor. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog, because to be honest with you, we paying for it anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, half of these people don't even be knowing what they be looking at their checks like, who the fuck is FICA? And all this shit. Like, man, bro, that's the reason.
FICA used to fuck me up. Yeah. But, hey, bro, dude, when I was was working.
Yeah.
I know 1 week, and this is a true story.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I said, I want to go shopping, and I want to take I want to do something nice for my wife.
Yeah.
So I like, okay, I'm going to bust my ass. I'm going to go hard for 2 weeks.
Yeah. So
I get my check. I'm going to go in. I didn't know nothing about FICA.
Yeah.
And during this time, I was making like $22 an hour. So when I got my check, even in the workforce, the more hours you put in, the more taxes they gonna take.
And FICA's a percentage thing. So you getting paid 22 hours, $22 an hour, they're gonna take out a good little chunk from you.
FICA took out $125 out my check.
Facts. People don't understand that, man.
I'm like, who the fuck is FICA? Like, I'd be happy if I knew who you were. Like, if I'm dope, I thought FICA was like to the homeless, like the kids.
Well, it's federal income tax. You know what I'm saying? It's federal income tax credit, basically. It's like real talk. That bread from all them years and all that, like stuff like stimulus and stuff like that. That's where it be coming from. Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much where it comes. And to our military, and then we got our things like our public schools. We got things like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, like, every state's preschools are funded differently. Right. Some people don't know that, like, but we got public schools. We got certain things like that. Like, our military got to be funded. Right. I mean, it's to the point where, it's sad to say, but it's to the point where the world's gotten to that point where you got to spend racks like that. Yeah. And, like, a lot of people don't understand about certain things like budget and things like that. They be like, well, why they spending this so much, you know what I mean? Because if they don't do that, then the next year it's not gonna come back. It's not gonna come back to them the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like, you know, like if you had a lemonade stand and you ask your mom for money for a lemonade stand, she give you $10, and you go buy all the stuff, but you only really use $9. The next year when she asks you, you know what I'm saying, she gonna only give you $9 instead of giving you that 10. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way the government gonna work. Like, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like, I mean, it's tough when you work the way tax credits and things like that, man. It's yeah, man. Some people don't know that though. Some people don't know that, and like that's why people be like, "Oh boy, you know, I'll sell dope, I do this," but like at the end of the day, you still, bro. Just imagine at least FICA going to tell you on your check. Just imagine just getting seized $150,000 in one day. That's insane. You know what I'm saying? So either way, they going, man. Yeah. The government coming after their bread. Yeah, the IRS gonna get their money regardless, bro. Regardless. Get it in prison time or just you out. Bro, yeah, if they can't catch you selling drugs, like man, a lot of big time dope boys, a lot of people don't know they don't go down for drugs. They go down for tax evasion. Yeah. Cause they can show that they got a lot of money, but where's the taxes? And that's why they go down. If the feds can't catch them dirty selling dope or something, they give them tax evasion. A lot of people don't. A lot of Hollywood actors. Like Hollywood actors and stuff like that now. Snipes. Yeah, Wesley Snipes, rappers and stuff like that. That's what really, like, that's the game, man. It's money is the name of the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even in the health field, it's the name of the game, man. It's bread. So, like, it's crazy that, like, a lot of black people don't be knowing that because we like the number one victims of it. If you think about it, like with the whole FICA shit and all that, like that also goes to like, basically like a hospital can't turn you down. Like if you get shot or something like that, you go to the ER, a hospital can't send you away if you don't get insurance. That bread is they're going to get backed up through their federal insurance. You know what I'm saying? That's FICA and shit like that. They going to get backed up. They can bill you all they want, but you know what I'm saying? That's the way it's going to work. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to pay for it regardless.
Because I'm back then, when I was younger, and when I used to go to the hospital, for just the dumbest shit. Yeah. Like, I have a headache. Yeah. My nose hurt. Hey, man, my nose been burning. There's something wrong. And these motherfuckers billing me. I'm like, I ain't paying these motherfuckers $100 for just you just look at my nose and tell me to take some Benadryl and that's it. But then I realized the older you get, that shit on your credit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just on your credit.
Yeah, man. So, like, man, I'm telling you, man, that's another thing, man. Like, health insurance, life insurance, that's something that's needed out there, man. Like, believe me, man, like, I'm 37, you know what I'm saying? Like, my only child's 3. I gotta have stuff like that in place. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean, I don't have to, but I would be smart not to. You know what I'm saying? You got to because
your health history.
Exactly, things like that you have to, because you want to, your main goal as a father or something like that, you want to be a provider. You know what I'm saying? You want to, so like you got to think about that, man. A lot of people don't really know how it be like when somebody in their family die and they have no life insurance, no nothing, and you got to pay out of pocket for a funeral. And headstones cost, the cheap ones is like $2,000. People don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? There be young cats out here wilding, don't even know, like, man, doing whatever. Not saying, like, of course losing your life is a lot worse, but imagine the pain they got to go through mourning, and now they owe all these bills, if they can even pay for them. Man, it's sad. I done seen people buried in basically look like a cardboard box down there. It's made out of pine, but the shit is this skinny. You know what I mean? The shit is bad. And people don't know about that. You know what I mean? Like, it get real out there.
Right. So let me ask you a question, man. All right, so I was talking to a friend of mine. We was talking, and I told him, and he said that was a good question too. But I asked him, I was like, the way the world is set up now is a total difference from it was in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s.
Oh yeah,
it's totally different.
Yeah.
So the standards are different. So that what I mean by standards, meaning that, okay, you got everybody call this person brother, even though they're not brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You got someone calling this sister, even though they're not sisters. But then you have like the best friend, where it's like multiple best friends. So it's like it might be someone you just met maybe 2 months and you already labeled them a best friend.
You like,
Do you feel like a lot of the standards has been changed, or you feel like there's not really no standard no more?
Man, it's messed up, because like, for one, if you ask me, like, just like the whole digitizing like of the world, like Facebook and all that, like social media, different things like that. Like, for one, what it did was off top, like, you declare everything. Right. If you like something, there's literally a button to hit to say like. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like if you could put it, best friends with on Facebook or in a relationship with. Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's something that's really like, them things should be more. With friends, it should be almost unsaid. You know what I'm saying? And as far as relationships, like that, I think that should be more. That should be more involved in the two people before they post it out. You know what I'm saying? Like they should be more involved, and that's the reason why you see a lot of, like, even friends shooting friends or couples. You know what I'm saying? They they got married. They had all this big love on Facebook. And then they get married or something like that. They get together and somebody cheat, or they do, you know what I mean, off top because of posting and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or two dudes look like they was best friends on Instagram and all that. You see all their pictures. Oh, they was homies. Why you shoot his homie? Like, really, when you think about it, he didn't even know him. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You didn't know. Yeah. People don't take it. And that's what I was saying. People don't really take out the time and get to know people before you call them a friend.
Exactly, they don't.
So, and then, like I said, the standards have changed now, because back then it was frowned upon if you were cheating with a married man.
Fact.
Now it's, I'll take your married man. That's popular. Yeah. So it's like a lot of the standards have changed.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even with the females, like, now the females more to upcoming females at the age 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And, my daughter's, 14. So, So I'm speaking from experience. I feel like the girls that's coming up, they model the women that they see before them.
That's true.
The Nicki Minaj's, even if you go back up to date, you should go back a little further, the Trinas.
Yeah, for real. Definitely,
So, I mean, they're not the only female rappers, but those were the most popular ones that had a lot of spotlight on. But it's becoming now where little girls now feel like they're not pretty enough because they not this, they don't look like this, they don't have this. So you see a lot of them mimicking and trying to mimic a look. Yeah. So you're starting to see a lot more black girls that look identical like another black girl instead of having their own certain type of feature.
Man, like, it's crazy because, you think about it, like, when like everybody went like gangster rappers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like when men did it, don't get me wrong, because it does happen. It happened with men too. Like when everybody start changing their clothes. Like one of the things about right now, like with people like all matching our image, or you know, with the girls situation with the females, one of the bad things about it is like it's so sexual. Like not saying because I don't want to sound like on no like double standardish. You know what I'm saying? But see, the problem is like. It's really, if you got a problem with one, you should really kind of have a problem with the other two. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, yeah, you do got youngins out there that have been through a lot, and they, you know. But then you got a lot of young dudes out there that just, you know what I mean, had enough money and bought a gun. You might live in one of the nicest neighborhoods ever, but he's just out there just running around,
he just want a gun,
cutting up. You know what I'm saying? Just doing whatever. So, but it's just like a little young girl. You know what I mean? Like she could be really from the hood. She really could be from Miami. You know what I'm saying? She really could be a little city girl. Or she could be a nice little girl from a middle family home and the parents is trying and she's just like, fuck it, I'm just going to go out. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's a problem. It's just like, I don't know. Like, I think with women, though, you know, for one, it's more dangerous on that end. It's way more dangerous for the women, like, because like me and my buddy had a conversation. He said he caught his niece on Instagram telling people she was 17 or 18 or something. She like 12. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that it was dudes believing her and in her inbox and you know what I mean, and in her DMs and all that. And I'm just like, man, that's crazy because you know, like even with the gangster stuff and stuff like that, yeah, it was youngins out there shooting. And I mean, you know, that was dangerous. It's dangerous for everybody, but it's like these little girls be going missing and, you know what I mean? And crazy stuff or getting pregnant. Like how is you, you know, 15 and you on your second kid or you pregnant by some dude that's grown as hell and him, you know what I'm saying? Like you think it's cute that he got 4 other baby mamas or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of tough.
Yeah, because a lot of because the argument with that people say when it comes to that conversation, a lot of that conversation is touchy to other people.
Yeah.
And but like I was saying, to clarify, you know what I said earlier about black females. I'm saying like most of the females that I've seen now.
Yeah.
That you might see some earlier pictures of them.
Yeah. And
then you be like, wow, she was prettier then. Mm-hmm. Not saying she's not pretty now.
Yeah, that's like real.
When you adding all this extra stuff because you trying to become some look of something else, that's where, the change of the guard is at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, man, just crazy world right now we're in.
It really is.
Yeah, right.
I know exactly what you mean though, cause like I hate them big stupid eyelashes, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's like all like hella women be wearing them, but it's like, man, y'all don't really need that. Like, I be seeing pictures of them without it, like, oh, that's what's up. Like, it look weird to me, but that's the thing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like
that's the fashion, the style. So I don't.
Yeah, man. Cause I just want all women, well, black women for the most, cause I'm black. Yeah. But I just want the black women just to know that they're beautiful.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
That's real.
We're beautiful people.
Yeah, that's real.
Very beautiful people.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to bring that in, man.
Yeah, that's real.
So what are some of your plans, for the rest of the year?
Man, we starting up. We already been rolling with the shows and things. We got this first quarter networking event coming up in March. We got big. We got some couple movies in the making. We about to start filming. CTC, DCE, you know what I mean? CTC United. There's gonna be some big things coming out with the app and things like that. I'm real excited for. I'm actually about to go in. Well, I've been in the lab a lot lately with the little homies and getting in, but I'm about to start going in and working on. You know what I mean? Drop an album, but I'm gonna do it, old school, man, as well. I'm gonna drop a mixtape, then the album. And I want to, mixtape wise, be more of a, you know, show off everybody, show love. But you know, the album is gonna be more. It'll probably be a lot more less. I mean, a lot less features, a lot more. You know, like I don't know. I just want to do something like even if it's my last one, man. That's like lately, every project I do, I just try to go big hard on it because you never know when it's your last one.
Exactly.
You know, so it's but honestly, this one though, I'm gonna definitely make sure, like, if this end up being the last one, it'll be like, okay, yeah, like he don't owe me nothing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the way I want to leave the game. You know, I mean, the game kept me around a long, long time. Yeah.
All right, man. So before we start off on NewbieVeT, man, how can they contact you?
Man, you can contact me, man. You give it at me on Instagram at Capo893 or 893 Capo, man. Catch me on any Dark Chain, CTC United, as far as the app, things like that. You'll see me in upcoming projects, things like that. Big things in the work with that, man. You can catch me on Facebook under my real name. That's Kevin Mungo. You know what I mean? Really, that's really how you really get in touch with me. You definitely will catch me on Instagram and Facebook a lot, though. I stay active on social media pretty good. Try to anyway.
Any love you want to shout out?
Man, always I got to shout out my baby girl. Tell her, you know what I mean? Tell her I love her. And same thing, proud of her mom for staying so strong.